I think learning about mental health is important for all ages, children, adolescents, adults. For me, that age of 11 to 15 is a really tough time. There's a lot of issues that arise during that time that I think are challenges to your mental health. I think particularly in terms of your own identity. I think there's a shift in kind of culture. You come from quite a protected primary school environment to more independence during those kind of high school years as well. So I think there's a lot of changes that happen. You know, there's puberty that you consider hormonal changes. I suppose trying to find your own place in the world, think about what your own values and beliefs are.
Well, I had a counsellor when I was at school, and I seen her for 2 years. When I left school, I seen an outside school counsellor, no, not just a counsellor, but I was referred to camps, but I started getting better before that, and that was because of the counsellor in my school. She helped me a lot through, and she helped me view myself as a more positive person.
Help with me in school. I lost my first love when I was 15. I grew up with her. I was born a week before her, and she died when I was 15, and I was still in school, and I had the help of my teachers, and I had to see a psychiatrist in school.
At secondary school, you know, I had teachers that I could speak to. You know, I mean, I have mentioned to my teachers about, you know, family problems and getting married, and they said to me, you know, if you want to get married, it's up to you, but you're doing it in your own time. So I mean, I have had help from my tutor groups in high school. I've had help from friends as well who were in a similar position as me, and I've also had the head teacher that I could speak to, you know, privately, you know, one-to-one sessions with the head teacher. So in high school there were a number of teachers as well who could help you with people who have problems.
Well, my one-to-one support worker at Moorhead High School ended up being my foster carer as well, so it was like my teacher, and I lived with her at the same time, so I could talk to her about any problems I had, and she was really nice like that.
At the school itself, they kind of ignored me. I don't think it was necessarily that they didn't want to help me, I think they didn't know how. So it was just ignore the problem, it should go away kind of thing, which is what happened, because then I started wagging school all the time and I never went in, so I didn't have to deal with the problem. I think the problem is with the school mostly, because I really did want to stay in school, and I think it's not enough for teachers to just give out information to students and say, right, here's a leaflet on depression, there you know more about it now. The teachers themselves need to learn more themselves about what it is, and they need to know what signs to look out for, because just because you've given a young person a counselling services number, it doesn't mean they've got the confidence to go and ring it. Sometimes they need somebody to notice that they're not okay. Maybe rather than, you know, pushing a number at them saying, you know, if you've got a problem, ring this number, they could say, would you perhaps like me to ring them for you? Would you like someone to go with you to an appointment? Just offering different things like that so the person doesn't feel that they've got to do it all on their own. Everyone's different and everyone wants different things. Like I said, I tried counselling, it wasn't for me, but it does help millions of people. I think maybe a teacher being persistent but not pushy about it, being sensitive about it, if there is something going on with a student.
Teachers can offer more support, more advice, they can care more about students, because students need people to care.
As student support managers, we have quite an open community within the school. Pupils are very open to coming and speaking to us and telling us if there's a problem. It can be anything, such as they're just having an emotional time. There could be a breakdown within the family at home or a bereavement. Then there's more severe issues such as, you know, self-harm, and there could be abuse from the past that we're not aware of until they make a disclosure. So it's such a vast spectrum of issues with surrounding mental health that as pastoral student support managers, we come across.
You saying that our students come and talk to us, but also other students come and tell us about somebody else, and that's a very open thing, isn't it, in school, you know? So
Pupils have a really good relationship with their form tutors as well, who they see twice a day, and so if they are concerned about themselves or any of the pupils, they will go and tell a member of staff that they feel close to, and the staff here are fantastic at liaising with us as student support and the child protection side as well.
As we said, the teaching staff are excellent, but unfortunately they are teaching staff and not able, sometimes they have to dash off or whatever, and it's quite hard finding the time, and the children then feel they're not being listened to, or they've got to find another time to get into, you know, whereas with us being around, and our staff, as I say, as you said, are brilliant, aren't they, at notifying us of anything that seems out of the ordinary, really.
We do feed back to teachers if they come and report a concern about a pupil, and vice versa, that we'll liaise with the form tutors as well. But it's strictly really on a need-to-know basis. All really we'll go back to them and say is that we are aware of the situation, thank them for coming and reporting it, and just let them know that we are dealing with it and it's picked up, and if necessary that we have referred them through to another agency, and obviously parents and carers are involved throughout that process. In a role such as ours within a secondary school, I think if you have good supervision yourselves, because obviously the pupils come to you and offload onto you, so you're kind of left with all that, and I think that you know, as members of staff dealing with young people, pastoral, behavioural, mental health issues and child protection, if you have good supervision sessions where you're able to offload and talk, then I think that's a real factor, to be honest, to be taken into account when working with young people.
If we didn't have the counsellors, we'd struggle to find someone really to find who we can really open up to and be satisfied that they're actually listening to us.
If we didn't have them, it'd be difficult for a lot of pupils. Like, they refer you to teachers and they refer you to whoever else who can help you, social services and things like that, and then there's other services that are involved with school as well.
When I've been in such classes, like I really struggle to concentrate on my maths. And when I'm really like not focused, upset, angry, because I don't really get on with some people in that class, I go up to the pod, which is the year, like just like a base, if you will, where you could go and they sort you out and just calm you down.
I go up to pod as well if I feel angry or stressed, and there's teachers who you talk to. They give you advice as well, make you feel better about yourself.